Dean Q, distinguished members of the faculty, it's an honor to be here at Tufts University along with special guests, family members, and friends. And most of all, it's an honor to be here with all of you, the Tufts Graduate School of Engineering class of 2018. You made it. Another round of applause for you. Such an important day. You, your families, your professors have all invested so much in each of you to prepare for this moment, a moment when you embark on the next stage of your journey. For the record, I have a very biased view about an engineering education. I truly believe it provides a strong foundation for any career and in any field of business. Engineers dream big, innovate, challenge the status quo, and make the world better. Engineers are entrepreneurs. We define problems, we ask questions, we find solutions, we learn early to work in teams, and we make decisions. I argue these are the key characteristics of any highly successful team member, researcher, educator, manager, or executive across any field. The skills you have gained throughout your engineering education lay the foundation for you to not only continue your career in engineering, but expand even beyond to so many fields, but especially in business and management. As a CEO, I'm confronted every day with a problem. I have to decipher multiple inputs and perspectives and help the team or organization find solutions and make decisions. During my time at Tufts, I discovered what was then in the 80s a burgeoning industry in its infancy, biotechnology. I was enamored with the possibility of new innovative approaches to engineer new medicines for diseases that prior were unaddressable by existing technologies. I spent many late nights and early mornings in the basement of Pearson, what was then the biotechnology labs. Biotech labs have moved on since then, thankfully. But then I was focused on my research with aspirations to impact, and even in a small way, the future of how innovative therapies would be developed and manufactured. And after I graduated from Tufts, I spent my first decade in engineering, specifically in the biotechnology field. And my career continued to branch out from engineering to leadership roles, ultimately running global businesses, developing and selling innovative therapies for patients that have high unmet medical needs around the world. And 3 years ago, I had the opportunity as the founding CEO to start up and lead a new company, Akcea Therapeutics, company where we're focused on delivering and innovating therapies for rare, debilitating diseases. In that 3 years, we've grown from employee 1 to 200 employees in 9 countries, and I'm very excited about the possibility that we have to bring forward innovative technologies to patients in need and really realize that, that dream that I had 30 years ago when I became enamored with biotechnology. My engineering foundation was very critical to my journey. I do what engineers are trained to do: dream big, innovate, challenge the status quo, and make a better world. And I have the opportunity to do that one patient at a time. And unknowingly to me, I've also been able to challenge the status quo and help begin to shift the leadership statistics in business. In 1990, when I was in your seat, only 22% of the engineering graduate recipients, masters and PhDs at Tufts were awarded to women. Approximately 45% of you, this graduating class, are women, compared to the national figures of only 25%. That's 45 versus 25%. I have to credit you. Last year, Tufts School of Engineering ranked 4th highest in the US News and World Report's ranking of number of women enrolled in engineering graduate programs. It is very exciting to see Tufts' role in expanding opportunities for women in all engineering disciplines, and I'm proud to be an affiliate and current parent of this institution that has proven exemplary in terms of balance and diversity. It is quite an astounding statistic. Despite this improvement in gender diversity here at Tufts, there's still a long way regarding diversity in general, as I believe you will find when you leave this campus on the Hill of Medford. I want you to take a moment and appreciate the diversity here at Tufts. Not only gender, but your graduating class hails from 27 different countries. The diversity of background, culture, and gender in the C-suite and on corporate boards has shown unequivocally in research to lead to increased revenue, more innovation, and strong company cultures. In the top 500 companies in the US, women only occupy 21% of board seats, and sadly, only 5% are CEOs. Last month, the Boston Business Journal named our company, Akcea Therapeutics, as one of the fastest, top-growing public companies in 2017. Granted, I was very proud to be sitting #1 on that seat of 25 biotech and technology companies, but I was the only female CEO. We have a long way to go. We can do much better in technology companies, and this group will hopefully lead the way. We need leaders, both men and women, who lead through effectively engaging others and bringing the best in diverse thinking and approaches. I point this out to you because I do believe, again, this generation needs to have a greater impact on changing this fact. Let these statistics empower both genders to call you to action, to change the balance, to get more diversity in leadership, and to drive the future technologies across all industries. So how did I defy the statistics? I didn't always have the confidence to do what hasn't been done before. It was the supporters around me, my husband most of all, and 2 memorable male mentors from my 20 years at Genzyme Corporation that helped me stop doubting myself. They had more confidence in me than I had in myself. My road to where I am today was not always perfect. There were lots of twists and turns, bumps and potholes, but there are a few factors that were most impactful for me. And I look back now and I can try to convey what I wish I knew when I was sitting in your seats, and I'll share 3. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't change a thing. It's the failures, the challenges, the mistakes that make life rich. They allow us to course correct and know with great conviction what we don't want and what we do want. So if I distill it down, my top 3 are: 1, don't fear failure. 2, embrace imperfection. And 3, appreciate the value of connection. So starting with don't fear failure, make mistakes. Most of us hold back because we don't want to fail, we don't want to disappoint others. We all need to jump, leap, climb, scratch our knees, and get muddy. It's the only way to see how far we can go, how high we can go, and to push ourselves beyond our self-imposed limits, to discover what drives us, what we are passionate about, and where we can go. Innovation and transformation cannot happen if you are worried you will fail or if you will disappoint. When I was an engineer a couple years out of school, I was part of the design-build team at Genzyme's most significant large-scale manufacturing plant for the company's flagship rare disease drug. During the initial startup of the facility, of this expansive facility that sits on the banks of the Charles River, one of the largest tanks in the support services systems imploded. And our vice president of engineering at the time came to me on the Friday when this happened and told me he wanted me to take over and lead the startup of this plant the following Monday. My initial reaction was impossible. I was 2 years out of school. I had no idea what to do. I couldn't lead this. I didn't know what to do in terms of starting up a plant that had heating, cooling, water systems, bioprocessing reactors, purification systems, and then what if another tank imploded under my watch? He gave me, however, the most important lesson. I needed to learn quickly to balance risks, gather all the information I could to make decisions, trust in myself, but also trust in the people around me who actually may know more than me. Importantly, he didn't tell me how to execute, but he told me the why. His words stuck with me even to this day. He said, every day that plant is not up and running, it's thousands of patients without a life-saving drug. These patients are depending on us. These patients are depending on you. It is the why that compelled me to take risks and to not fear failure. Losing the fear of failure opened me up to new opportunities. I took lateral moves, not to be prescriptive in my path, ladder, or direction. My transition from engineering to the business side was driven by a drive to connect closer to the patients and the medicines that could help them. When there was a business problem, I jumped in. It's raising your hand when something needs to be done, a problem to be solved. Don't forget, you are engineers. You are wired to see a problem and solve it. Don't fear what you haven't done before. Accept that you may fail sometimes, and that's okay. Failing is the only way to learn and grow. And someday, if you are in a position to manage other people, do the same for them. Take risks on good people. Don't worry that they haven't done every aspect of a job before. Take risks on your people and encourage them to risk themselves, and your mutual growth will be exponential. Give them guidance, the tools to succeed, and get out of their way. Mistakes will happen. Mistakes and failure are the universe's way of nudging us in the right direction. Get out of your comfort zone and be open to the unexpected and relish what unfolds. So my number 2 is embrace imperfection. So early in my career, I felt I had to do it all myself. I had to prove my smarts, my value, my worth. I could handle the workload, balancing family and growing a career. At some point, that brings you to a breaking point. I had to learn to let go of perfection, to be okay with other people doing things in a way that was different from the way I would do things, whether that be at work or at home. It was okay that my husband bought the wrong brand of milk or dressed my then young daughter in clashing colors, or it was okay that an employee took longer to get to an answer that I could have just given them directly. Otherwise, we micromanage and stand still where we are and never move on to take on new things. And by the way, I'm not only suggesting that your partner, coworker, employee be imperfect, you too. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room. It's okay to say, I don't know. This is an important point. If you want to grow, surround yourself with people who are smarter than you. It may be hard to do with this group, but don't fear showing your vulnerability, asking for help, or saying you don't know. Give up your need to control everything. And this may be extremely hard for engineers who have been classically trained to calculate and control their environment. When you give up your need to control everything, you will make more room for the new, to innovate, and otherwise you will miss the unexpected opportunities, the coincidences, and the serendipity. So embrace imperfection in yourself and in others. And my last point, appreciate the value of connection. And I mean connection to everything. It's appreciating how much greater value can be created by connecting the perspectives of diverse viewpoints, as well as the power to innovate, change, and impact by making new connections in a new way. You have spent much of your education learning how science and technology can change the world, but technology alone isn't the solution. It's the power of the people you are connected with that will make such changes. Every person you encounter, in some way, whether profound or small, will impact you. With the greater use of social media, there's a risk that we forget the human aspect of interaction, connection, and listening, and many times, kindness. The greatest gift you can give to another, at work, at home, on your personal time, in appreciation of their value and worth, is being present and listening intently. So put the phone down and listen. Pick up the phone and talk rather than shooting off a text or email. The late CEO of Genzyme, who was an important mentor to me, Henry Tamir, was leading a multi-billion-dollar global company, but he always made time to walk around the building, stop, to sit down and connect with anyone in the organization, no matter what level, to hear how they were doing, what they were working on, what were the issues, how were their families. He appreciated that each individual was part of the whole. He learned so much by listening and had his hand on the pulse of a 10,000-person company. In return, each person felt heard, valued, and connected to his shared vision. In terms of appreciating novel connections, Tufts College of Engineering is a perfect example. Not all engineering schools put the emphasis that Tufts Engineering does on the interconnection between varied engineering disciplines, as well as the interconnection with areas of the humanities and the impact on society, the environment, and the global community. Tufts is growing beyond the traditional disciplines of chemical, mechanical, civil, and electrical engineering. Tufts engineering research has driven the development of tools to improve medical diagnosis and treatment, not only through traditional biochemical and biomedical engineering processes, but through the innovation of novel materials and nanoparticles, interfacing biology and digital through cognitive science and computer science, and using biology and big data to mine the next generation of future medicines. This connection is something to really appreciate and take forward as you think about where you take your engineering education. How can you use the backdrop of diversity of your community, the diversity of science, engineering, and the humanities to accelerate innovation on a global scale? So appreciate and invest in relationships and connections, go beyond your circle and widen and diversify your community. Go beyond the engineering discipline that is written on your diplomas that you're about to receive, and make those connections that will exponentially expand your ability to innovate and impact the world around you. On your journey to fulfill your purpose, don't fear what you haven't done before. Embrace imperfection and appreciate the value of connection. Nothing of value is achieved by taking the known and calculated path, nor without others to share in the success. Mark Twain said, 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did. So throw off the bow lines, sail away from safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover. Thank you very much, and congratulations, Tufts Graduate School of Engineering, class of 2018. Relish every twist, turn, bump, and detour in the journey that lies before you, and appreciate all people that cross your path. Thank you.